county fair, August heat in the evening air. You laughed when I lost that ring toss game. Said, boy, you ain't like you're half asleep. Cotton candy on your cheek. Right there I learned your name. You had boots older than that dress, Fred hem, little sunflower mess. Dust on the toes like you've been everywhere. I asked if you'd save me one slow song. You said maybe if you sing along. I swore I'd find the nerve somewhere. Now it's dust on my boots, you and my heart, mud on this truck, but it still starts. Every road I take just leads me back to you. From that rusted gate on your daddy's land to a folded note in your working hand, baby, every mile a scar is proof. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. First date was that gravel road, tailgate down, sky full of gold. You traced your name in the fogged up rearview glass. You said, promise me you won't forget every sunset that we ain't seen yet. I said, darling, time can take its chance. We talked about leaving this one-stop town, but your mom got sick, you stayed around. I learned love ain't big plans, it's little things like folding shirts in that old shop, like counting change late into the night. You still wore that fairground ring. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, grease on my hands from this worn-out park, fixing up dreams that we drive until they're through. From that corner booth at the only bar to a midnight call under scattered stars, baby, every hard day pulled us through. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. Year 3 brought a thunderstorm. House went dark, but our hands stayed warm. We danced round candles on the kitchen floor. You laughed, said, look, the world's gone black. Still can't shake this fool off my back. I said he ain't running anymore. We didn't have much, but we had grace. Hand-me-down couch, tiny place, roof like a leak. When the rain came hard, you taped a bucket above our bed. Said we'll call it music instead, and we fell asleep to that dripping heart. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, rain in a pan like a fragile art. We turned every crack into something shining through. From the grocery list on a crumpled note to the coffee stain on your Sunday coat, baby, every little stain was me and you. I got dust on my boots, but I've got you. People talk big about roses and diamonds, champagne, high city slick time, and beloves in the quiet when the paychecks are thin. In a late night drive when you're too tired to smile and you still reach over that last half mile, lay your head on my shoulder again. I still see you in that porch light glow, rocking chair, my old banjo. You hum off key just to watch me grin. You read those books with your tired eyes, circle houses we can't afford to buy, then draw a heart around the one we're in. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, paint on your hands from your wild day art, turning these plain walls into some sweet view. From a Monday stew in that dented pot to the garden rose in our backyard plot, baby, every crooked line runs straight to you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. Years roll by like an old dirt track. Some days smooth, some days crack. We hit some holes that almost broke our frame. That winter your daddy passed on slow. You wore his jacket in the snow and cried in the truck till you said my name. Dust motes dancing in the sun breeze through the kitchen pane, just like a gift that summer when the world felt fresh as rain. Your mama's apron on the hook, the scent of biscuits warm, and outside the cicadas humming through the coming storm. We were young, we were foolish, we were brave, we were bold. A story in the making, waiting to unfold. Oh, that faded photograph, creased right down the middle, and with a shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges, and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, promise heaven made. We walked down to the creek bed, to where the willows hung so low, watch the meadows dart and shimmer in the current's gentle flow. You point out every wildflower, give each one a silly name, while I've carved our initials in a sycamore tree's frame. That tree's still standing tall now, a testament to time, just like the love we planted, a seedling soul sublime. Evenings on the porch when the crickets starting their tune, talking about our future beneath the harvest moon. You lay your head upon my chest, I'd feel your steady beat, swearing we conquer mountains with calloused hands and feet. You didn't have much money, just a whole lot of hope, and a love that felt as boundless as the sky's wide endless scope. Oh, that faded photograph, creased right down the middle, you with your shy smile, me with my old fiddle. Time might blur the edges, and the colors might all fade, but the memory of your hand in mine, that's a promise heaven made. Yeah, promise heaven made. There came the lean years when the crops just wouldn't grow, the worry etched around your eyes, a silent weary show. But you never once complained, never let your spirit thin, always found a silver lining right up till the very end. You'd hum a gospel hymn low while patching up my jeans, the strongest woman I ever knew, it truly seems. Dust motes dance in the window light across the worn-out kitchen floor. Another Tuesday, another night, just like 100 nights before. The kettle whistles soft and low, a comfort in the quiet air. A faded photograph, you know, is resting on the armchair there. It's you and me that summer day, down by the creek beneath the willow tree. Your grin was wide, you looked my way, as happy as a soul could be. I just caught a bluegill on the line. You swore it was the biggest one you'd seen. My hair was long, your hand in mine, a perfect sun-drenched youthful scene. We hadn't much, just hope and dreams, a leaky roof, a rusty fort, but richer than a king it seems. With every single word you poured into my ear, your whispered plans of children, chickens and a little farm, held tight within your calloused hands. We'd weather every coming storm. I trace the crease right through your face, where time has bent the paper thin. A silent tear finds its own space and slowly starts to trickle in. It blurs the edges just a bit, like memory does with passing years, but can't erase the joy, the grit, the laughter and the shared out tears. Oh, faded photograph, it's all I've got to hold you close, though you're long gone. A silent promise, never forgot, it keeps me strong from dusk till dawn. This faded photograph, it tells our tale of simple love through thick and thin, against the wind, through sun and hail. It's where our forever still begins. The scent of pine, the smell of rain, still brings your presence to my mind. A familiar ache, a gentle pain, a love like ours is hard to find. I hear your boots upon the porch, even though the steps are empty now. A phantom warmth, a flickering torch, illuminating how and when and why and why. dust motes dancing in the afternoon light through the kitchen window pane. Caught a glint off that old silver frame on the mantelpiece, just the same as it's been since you went away. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day. Sun on our young faces, a love so clear like water in the river. Now just a memory, a silent lonely shiver. Remember that old Ford, rust on the bumper? We drove it down to Miller's Creek. Felt like kings, no need to speak. Just the sound of the tires, a steady rhythm squeak, and your hand in mine so soft and weak. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day. Sun on our young faces, a love so clear like water in the river. Now just a memory, a silent lonely shiver. Said, boy, don't you rush it, but your laugh pulled me in like a moth to a flame, a sweet, sweet sin. Never thought our story would ever thin, or that joy would ever truly begin to end. A faded photograph crinkled at the edges shows a summer day. Sun on our young faces, a love so clear like water in the river. Now just a memory, a silent lonely shiver. Dust motes dance in the window light across the worn-out kitchen floor. Another Tuesday, another quiet night, just like 1,000 nights before. Fading photographs, memories turn to gray like the old screen door slowly falling away. A love song played too soft, a whisper in the breeze. Just fading photographs and bittersweet unease.
That rocker creaks by the empty heart, where we once dreamed of forevermore. Now just a silent, lonely path to a life that ain't ours anymore.
I trace the lines around your smile in that picture from '83. Fading photographs, memories turn to gray like the old screen door slowly falling away. A love song played too soft, a whisper in the breeze. Just fading photographs and bittersweet unease.
Where your mama's roses used to bloom, now just a tangle of forgotten seeds, lost in the encroaching gloom.
wiping down tables at closing time. Neon clock said midnight, you said I'm just fine. I was nursing my coffee, trying not to stare. Boots on the rail, heart hanging in the air. You laughed at my jokes that weren't that good. Said you talked too much the way a stranger would. But you tapped on my cup and you stole my hat. Said if you want this back, you know where I'm at. Take me down those back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the fences that you built so high, past the hurt you swear you left behind. I don't need a map, a perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. First date was a booth by the kitchen door. You said I don't dress up, this is who I am, for sure. You were nervous with your hands spinning that straw. I was terrified you'd see every crack and flaw. We talked about Sunday and no mistakes, the kind of trust it breaks and what it takes. You said people leave when the road gets rough. I said baby I'm a fool, it stays too much. So take me down those back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the fences that you built so high, past the hurt you swear you left behind. I don't need a map, a perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. You showed me your daddy's old fishing place, half fallen dock and his tackle case. Said he drank too hard and he loved too loud. Then you stared at the sky like it was a crowd. I skipped a stone but it just sank down. You said that's more like him than some saint in town. I wrapped you in my jacket when the wind got cold. You whispered I'm not easy, I'm just kind of old. You said my story ain't pretty, it's a scrapyard piled high. I said girl, it's your city, I'm just driving by. Let me down those back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the empty nights and goodbye calls, past the names you carved on bedroom walls. I don't need a map, a perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. Year one flew by in a single song. Spring turned to summer, then autumn long. We were painting that bedroom eggshell white, arguing colors and making up all night. You cried in the driveway in your mama's dress, holding that picture from a past you guessed. You said I'm scared you'll find somebody new. I pulled you close and said that ain't what I do. I said I've known of you from leaving, I've slept in the cab alone, but with your head on my hoodie, every highway feels like home. So I'm staying on these back roads to your heart, past the keep out signs and rusted parts, past the I don't care you like to say, to hide the part of you that hopes I'll stay. I don't need a map or perfect start, just a beat up truck and who you are. Every mile, every scar, every hard part, I'll drive all night down back roads to your heart. We had that winter where we damn near broke, living off tips and secondhand smoke. You took extra shifts, I worked overtime. We buried our anger under dollar signs. Dishes like mountains in the kitchen sink. Both of us too tired to talk or think, till one late. Pouring coffee at the Flying J. Name on your tax said ain't your rate. You laughed when I asked if you believed in fate. Said only when it shows up early, never late. Boots on towel, rain on the diesel tanks. Your hair tucked up in that ball cat. Thanks for the extra cream and the second glance, for the quiet maybe in a stranger's chance. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I made. Leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl. I ain't searching anymore. First date Friday at the county fair. You said I hate crowds, but you met me there. Grease on our fingers from a paper plate. You stole my fries, said boy you're late. Ferris wheel shaking when it reached the top. You grabbed my arm, said please don't stop. Your eyes found mine in the carnival light. I forgot every heartbreak I'd had that night. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I made. It leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl. I ain't searching anymore. Summer bled into September gold. Truck bed blankets when the nights turn cold. You traced your name in the window fog. Said promise me we won't get lost in the fog. I showed you the spot where the river bands, where Daddy used to fish with his old best friends. You listened quiet when my voice turned raw, then kissed the hurt out of every scar you saw. I'd been running from town to town, from one half smile to the next let down. You said sit still, boy, I feel that wind. Some things you don't outrun, you let them in. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I made. Leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl. I ain't searching anymore. We bought that house with the leaning shed, dealing paint in a rusted bed. You laughed, said baby, it's just like us, a little run down, but it's worth the trust. You planted roses by the mailbox post, hung our pictures where we needed them most. Handwritten notes on the fridge door glass, take the trash out and please let the small things pass. Love ain't fireworks in a summer sky, it's tissues in the sink and the reasons why you stay when the storm saying I'm sorry before you have the proof. We fall like thunder on a Tuesday night. Just slam that door, I killed the light. I slipped sideways on the edge of the bed. Stubborn pride where your warmth once spread. Sun came up on a mess of pride. 2 bucks, 1 note on the counter side. You wrote, I'm still here, just had to breathe. I don't walk out on the love we got the back roads of my heart, girl. The long way home I always take. Every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads I ain't searching anymore. Met you in a bar off Highway 9. Neon on your face, but your eyes were kind. You laughed in my boots, said they'd seen some roads. I said yeah, but tonight they're yours to hold. 2 cheap beers and a George Strait song. You were humming off key, so I sang along. We were both a little lonely, a little too true. Didn't know I was meeting the end of my blues. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway, halfway home to you. You said I don't trust words, boys talk too sweet. I said give me some time and a front porch seat. So we sat there late watching fireflies drift. You let down your guard like a slow sunrise shift. You told me about scars that you never show. Your dad and his bottle, how you had to grow too fast, too soon in a small town storm. I held your hand, promised to keep you warm. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway, halfway home to you. Remember that winter when the pipes all burst? We were broke as jokes on my faded work shirt. You were dancing in socks on that flooded floor. Said if this is love, I don't need much more. We wrapped up in quilts that your mama stitched. He turned off, but the moonlight switched. On every dream we were scared to chase, you drew a little house, scribbled our last name, and you asked me quiet, do you see this too? I laughed through the shiver, said I only see you. We didn't have much, but we had that night. Fingers laced tighter than the dark and the light. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm We fought in the kitchen about a week-long trip. You wanted that ocean, I was glued to that gig. I said, baby, I'm trying to make life right. You said, life's right here, can we leave tonight? It slammed doors, sharp words we didn't mean. Your eyes got quiet like a Winterfield scene. I sat on the steps, hands in my hair. You came down with a suitcase and a whispered prayer. But you set the bag by the front porch light and said, I'm still here, so let's get this right. We drew up a list on a napkin ring. Number one on the page, we choose us each thing. We learned to say sorry before it blew up. Swap pride for peace, poured it back in our cup. We were building a bridge over stubborn ground. Each I love you was another plank down. Now I'm halfway home to you. Every mile marker feels like something new. Got your picture on my dash, heart beating like it might just crash. You're my map, my sign, my view. Every road I take runs straight to you. I was lost, I was passing through. Now I'm halfway home to you. One day we'll be old on that same front porch. You and your sweater, me with my torch. Still lighting up candles on your late night cake. Still holding you close when your bones bite. You were pouring drinks in a town I'd never heard of. Name tag crooked on your flannel shirt, laughing with the locals like you'd known them forever. I was just a stranger tracking down my herd. Boots full of gravel, dust on my jacket, truck full of boxes and goodbye plans. You slid me a coffee on the house real quiet, said you look tired, take a minute if you can. I wasn't looking for a long ride, just a tank of gas and a place to hide. But your smile turned a stop into a start. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. You asked what brought me way out where the map ends. I said just trying to outrun yesterday. You said I get that, but eventually it catches. Then you pointed out the window at the fields of hay. You said you can plant that pain or you can burn it. Either way it's gonna change the ground. I didn't know it then, but in that moment you were turning my whole story around. I wasn't looking for a long ride, just a tank of gas and a place to hide. But your voice turned to silence into art. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. Closed up early on a Tuesday night, said let's go watch the sun fall off that ridge. We sat on the tailgate sharing cold fried chicken, swinging worn out boots from that rusted bridge. She told me about the daddy that never came home, the first boy who left you at the county fair. How you learned to dance alone in your bedroom till you didn't need somebody standing there. And I've been the kind to leave before the leaving, to pull away before the engine starts. But you held your gaze like you believed in all the broken things inside my heart. I wasn't looking for a long ride, just a passing face on a quiet Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. We painted that spare room a Sunday yellow. You hummed off key with the radio on. I tripped on the ladder, you laughed till you cried. I swear that sound could raise the dawn. Burned the first biscuit, smoked out the kitchen, dog tracking footprints on the hardwood floor. We kissed in the hallway through the sprinklers dripping, like we couldn't ask this life for more. Than your mama called crying on a Thursday, doctor's words heavy hanging in the air. You tried to fold the grief up, keep it tidy, but it felt like laundry on a kitchen chair. We drove through the night to that big white building. You stared at your hands, I watched you shake. I said, I don't have answers, I just got presents. I'm not going anywhere, come whatever breaks. I wasn't made for all the right lines, I still get tongue-tied at the worst times. But you let my quiet do its part. Now every road I take, every mile, every scar keeps leading down these back roads to your heart. Yeah, somehow all these back roads keep running to your heart. We've had storms that rattled every window, fights that left my truck door slammed. Nights I slept facing the drywall, wondering who the hell I am. But every dawn there's coffee on the counter, the way you say my name so soft. And I remember in the small things that real love don't trade, it just costs. Last week I found a ring in a used case showcase, tiny little diamond with a crooked shine. Salesman said it ain't much, but it's honest. I said, you were late to that small town wedding, hair pinned up but your heart half gone. Said you came for the free champagne, not to watch two kids hang on. I was leaning on the back pew laughing, boots too loud on the old wood floor. You rolled your eyes when I tipped my hat, still you didn't walk out the door. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your picture on my dash, your name's in the sand. You were just passing through, I was stuck in this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, look where we stand. You said love was a burned out porch light, moths and bad choices gathered there. I said love was a dime of coffee, stronger when somebody cared. We split fries in that vinyl booth, stayed till they stacked the chairs. You stirred sugar in that midnight cup like you were counting on your prayers. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your coat in my truck, your dress in my band. You were set on the road, I was tied to this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Baby, I never had a plan. Your mama called me trouble in denim, your daddy just stared at my tires. Said a man who's always chasing the horizon leaves a trail of quiet fires. I stood there on your gravel driveway, hands empty, heart too full. Said, sir, I ain't much on talking, but I'll do the long hard pull. You reached for my fingers like you always do when you're scared. Every storm that's ever hit this town felt smaller when you were there. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, two chairs on the porch, one promise we'd plan. You were scared to believe, I was scared I'd just stand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Yeah, we both took a stand. We had a fight about the bills that winter. He said low and the night said long. You said love don't pay these meters, I said love still writes a song. You threw my old flannel at me, said I'm tired of being strong. I wrapped it round your shaking shoulder, said it's alright to feel wrong. You cried into my faded collar, mumbled, what if this all falls through? I whispered, every time the world feels small, it gets bigger when I hold you. We fell asleep to a ticking furnace, moonlight on the hallway floor. Woke up tangled in the quiet truth. We weren't fighting anymore. There was dust on my boots, gold on your hand, past 2 notes on the fridge, big dreams in the pan. You were doubting the map, I was drawing our land. But there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. We keep doing what we can. Spring came up through the cracks in the driveway, dandelions where the snow had been. You laughed at the weeds like old friends, said look how they still get in. We planted a row of stubborn roses right by that leaning fence. You said if they can bloom in this hard red clay, maybe love can just make sense. Your hair pulled back in a red bandana, hands covered in dirt and rain. I thought if I lose every acre I've got, I still can't afford your pain. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand. You laugh in the yard, you ring like a brand. You were testing the soil, I was learning to stand. Now there's dust on my boots